wondering if you can talk a little bit about the negotiations over the tariffs with Canada, and particularly what might you say to businesses and consumers that are worried about the impacts of those tariffs and how those negotiations are going?
Sure. Well, first of all, I'd say we're very mindful of the fact that Maine is a border state with Canada. There's a lot of cross-border transaction between Maine and Canada. And what we're trying to do here is just make sure that Maine actually gets a fair deal. If you look at the amount of tariffs that have been applied, not just on Maine, but on a lot of our northern states that are doing cross-border trade with Canada, Canada and China have been the two worst countries when it comes to trade policy anywhere in the world. What a shame that is. China, you of course expect. They're our biggest economic competitor. I would expect that from China. I would not expect that from Canada. We have to remember, Canada is a state, sorry, Freudian slip. That was actually an accident. Canada is a country that has underinvested in its military that quite literally would get invaded by a foreign country were it not for the umbrella of protection provided by the United States of America. And so how does Canada actually respond to that? By treating the people of Maine fairly? No. They apply ridiculous tariffs and other non-tariff duties on Maine products coming into Canada, and they don't expect Maine or anybody else to fight back. We're sick of that. We are actually going to fight back against unfair trade practices, whether it's coming from China or Canada. I frankly thought we had a deal. I think that we should have a deal, but I think that we need to send a message loud and clear to the Prime Minister of Canada. Stop taking advantage of the people of Maine. Stop taking advantage of America.
And our press secretary, a mother of two, and well, she decided she loved her children more than she loved Donald Trump. I'm very upset about this. She has to go home and spend time with her children. That does happen on occasion with some people when they love their children, and she does. And Caroline, congratulations on your newborn, your perfect newborn. And she's done a fantastic job. She's been a great, great press secretary. Now, if I say you're the best of all time, I have Sarah sitting here, so I'll have, but let's put it this way, they were both great. Okay, is that all right?
He had some unbelievable things going, but he was really about foreign nations not hurting our country. He was about Iran not having a nuclear weapon. He felt so strongly. Look, if that ever happened, if they ever did, they use it, they'd wipe out Israel immediately. They'd wipe out the Middle East. And you don't think they'd be coming here? You'd say, which city is next? We're not going to let that happen. We have them. Those B-2 bombers a year ago, they ended that hope. A lot of people are asking me, what do you do? And would you do me a favor? Would you ever read The Snake? Do you remember The Snake, anybody? Would anybody like to hear The Snake? It's Friday. We have plenty of time. I have all this time. Do you want to hear The Snake? Gotta read. Look, it's a Friday night. We have plenty of time, right? What the hell do I have to do? Go back, bomb Iran a little bit more? What the hell?
Iran melancarkan serangan rudal ke pangkalan militer Amerika Serikat di Kuwait. Serangan ini diklaim menghancurkan drone dan helikopter militer Amerika Serikat. Korps Garda Revolusi Islam Iran atau IRGC merilis rekaman yang diklaim menunjukkan detik-detik peluncuran rudal menuju pangkalan udara Amerika Serikat di Kuwait. IRGC mengklaim serangan itu memicu kebakaran besar serta menghancurkan 2 hanggar drone dan 1 tangki bahan bakar pesawat serta helikopter militer. Insiden ini terjadi tak lama setelah CENTCOM mengumumkan telah menyelesaikan gelombang besar serangan terhadap Iran sebagai balasan atas dugaan upaya serangan rudal terhadap pasukan Amerika. Meski demikian, tanggal dan lokasi rekaman tersebut belum dapat diverifikasi secara independen. Iran mengklaim serangan mereka ke pangkalan Amerika Serikat di Kuwait bagian dari gelombang ke-27 operasi Thunderbolt. Iran juga menyatakan drone kamikaze mereka telah berhasil menghantam markas jet tempur, satelit komunikasi, serta depot peralatan militer Amerika Serikat di pangkalan udara Ahmed Al-Jaber. Pangkalan udara milik militer Kuwait tersebut juga digunakan Amerika Serikat untuk menampung aset militer mereka. Ke-27 Operasi Thunderbolt. IRGC juga menyatakan drone kamikaze mereka telah berhasil menghantam markas jet tempur, satelit komunikasi serta depot peralatan militer Amerika Serikat di Pangkalan Udara Ahmed Al-Jaber. Pangkalan udara milik militer Kuwait tersebut juga digunakan Amerika Serikat untuk menampung aset militer mereka. Ya, sebelumnya serangan drone menyasar 2 kapal milik Amerika Serikat yang berada di Damietta, Mesir. Ledakan hebat mengguncang kawasan pelabuhan Damietta, Mesir. Sebuah drone kamikaze menghantam 2 kapal tanker milik Amerika Serikat yang tengah bersandar. Belum ada pihak yang mengaku bertanggung jawab atas serangan ini. Namun kabar ini dibantah Menteri Perminyakan Mesir yang menyebut kejadian ini murni kecelakaan. Tidak ada korban jiwa maupun luka akibat peristiwa ini.
Presiden Amerika Serikat Donald Trump terpaksa masuk truk catering bandara untuk berganti pesawat secara diam-diam. Media Amerika Serikat melaporkan operasi pengelabuan ini dilakukan karena Trump mendapatkan ancaman serangan Iran.
Presiden Amerika Serikat Donald Trump dilaporkan dipindahkan secara diam-diam dari Air Force One ke pesawat militer AS yang lebih kecil menggunakan truk catering bandara. Penerbangan rahasia Trump usai menghadiri KTT NATO di Ankara, Turki pada Juli lalu pun langsung menjadi sorotan. Presiden Trump pada hari Selasa mengkonfirmasi bahwa ia diam-diam dipindahkan ke pesawat militer lain setelah tim keamanannya memperingatkan adanya ancaman. Ia juga mengatakan bahwa setiap presiden yang berpengaruh pasti menghadapi banyak ancaman.
Well, it's only up to Secret Service. I just follow what they'd like to do. So I go by Secret Service and the military. They wanted me to go on a different flight, a different plane, equal safety, but they wanted me to do it, so I do it. I do what they say. Any consequential president has a lot of threats. Non-consequential presidents don't get threatened. And I think that I'm maybe the most consequential president.
Media AS Washington Post melaporkan operasi pengelabuan tersebut dipicu adanya ancaman Iran terhadap keselamatan Trump. Operasi ini dilakukan sehari usai AS kembali melancarkan serangan udara terhadap Iran menyusul gagalnya negosiasi antara Amerika Serikat dan Iran. Air Force One yang membawa jurnalis dan staf Gedung Putih melanjutkan perjalanan menuju Inggris, sementara Trump melakukan perjalanan secara terpisah.